Black Sports Network is happy to bring you the 2016 Adrenaline All-American game as part of our Prep Sunday coverage. I'm Chris Marshall, joined by John O'Zizzi. This is the 6th edition of the Adrenaline All-American game. How did this game get started?
Started this game 6 years ago. Just felt like our kids weren't getting that national recognition that we thought they deserved, and this was a platform for them to showcase their skills across the country.
And obviously a lot of fantastic players have found their way through the doors of the Adrenaline All-American game. Some of the names that you have come to know and love in professional and collegiate lacrosse, but what is special about this group here today?
This group here today, many of these guys started their careers in the Adrenaline Youth Leagues, and it's just really fitting and nice to see them end their careers in an Adrenaline event.
And we've got to talk about the players to watch. So many good players to choose from, but we narrowed it down to just a couple. Let's start with the North.
From the North squad, you've got Bubba Fairman, probably one of the most talked about and hot recruits coming out of the West ever. Attackman Mitty, that's going to the University of Maryland, and will PG at Deerfield next year. And then you have Kalen Bowen, the goalie, prep school at Trinity Pauling in the last 2 years, and he's on his way to Cornell, one of the best lefty stoppers in the country.
Now let's take a look at the players to watch for the South squad.
The South squad's two guys we're looking at are defensive guys. We've got Jarrett Jones and Bo Bacchus, arguably the best 1-2 punch in the country. Many think Jarrett's the best defenseman in all the land right now. Both guys that have been dominant since their freshman year. Jarrett's heading to Georgetown and Bo to Harvard, and both of those guys can turn defense into offense really quickly.
Well, we are certainly looking forward to getting to the game action, so stick with us after the break, and we'll get this game going.
Live Thursday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern, Tom Schreiber and the Ohio Machine head to the Queen City to face off against Joey Sankey and the Charlotte Hounds. After starting the year off at 3-0, the Hounds have lost 2 straight and need to find a way to bounce back against an Ohio Machine team they haven't defeated since 2013. Ohio at Charlotte, live Thursday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern on Black Sports Network. It's all access.
Welcome back to beautiful Orange County, California. We are on the campus of Capistrano Valley High School for the 2016 Adrenaline All-American game. This one pitting some of the best high school athletes in the country against each other for a very, very exciting game.
Should be a great one tonight, Chris. A lot of guys from over 10 states and Canada tonight ready to battle it out.
Well, and you see the players getting ready to line up just before the first face-off, and the face-off is something that I am very excited for. 2 guys that could be going against each other as early as next year in the Ivy League. You've got Jackson Burton out of Park City, Utah, on his way to Yale, going up against Jason Simon out of Corona Del Mar High School, local product, going to Brown.
Those 2 guys have done battle since early days of middle school, and both of them are going to be on display tonight. Should be a great battle at the X.
And one of the other guys that we talked about in the Open, Kalen Bowen, a guy on his way to Cornell out of Canada. You mentioned 10 states as well as Canada having players represented here, is a goalie in this one, but also plays transition in the box game.
Yep, Kalen is a Calgary, Alberta guy we picked him up in a summer league, and he moved to the States to go to prep school for junior and senior year, played goalie there, and then all summer when he goes home, he plays in the field up in the box leagues.
Yeah, I know. I had a conversation with him pregame, talking about Blaze Reardon, a guy that he certainly looks up to, and got big shoes to fill that he's leaving in upstate New York.
It is not uncommon to see Kalen leaving the cage, so look for that tonight.
Certainly excited for that as we see head ref Biskowski about to drop the ball for the first face-off of the game. Pretty solid crowd here today. Beautiful day, about 75 degrees in Mission Viejo.
Exciting night for lacrosse, beautiful weather, getting out of May gray and into some nice weather here.
And again, we've got Burton in the blue, the North team, the South, the white team, going to battle Burton and Simon.
So we actually got Philip Thompson, a Princeton bound face-off guy for white right now.
And that one won backwards by Burton as that one gets to the top of the box. And that one's scooped out. No one has it yet. Finally going the other direction. Nice check. And it's into the south stick. No call on the trip. That one into the stick of Anthony DeMaio. Looking across, watch out, this is trouble. Look inside, just like that. It is 1-0 in favor of the South, and that's Ara Suhaldanik with the goal, and 1-0 already.
Ara Suhaldanik, the Torrey Pines guy, was a very versatile two-way midfielder, headed to Santa Barbara in the fall, initially was committed to UMass, and that guy just makes plays all over the field. Super athletic.
Yeah, and Coach Mike Allen cooking up some good stuff in the MCLA. Santa Barbara back to the tournament this year, right here in Orange County this year, after missing the tournament last year. So he'll certainly get some top-notch coaching. Coach Allen spending some time on the Towson staff in recent years. Another school with quite a few commits playing here today.
Yep. And
that one won by the South. Heading down, fighting through the double. Nice spin move. It's Philip Thompson. And that one chased down by Anthony DeMaio.
Anthony DeMaio is the leading point scorer in the state of California. Interesting fun fact.
How about that? That's certainly something that's not easy to do, especially with the growth of the game in the state of California. A lot of fantastic players making their way into the NCAAs. Might get our first look at the North squad on offense.
Got Bubba Fairman right there, number 23, one of the players to watch in our earlier broadcast.
Yeah, Bubba Fairman on his way for a PG year before joining the national runners-up this year, University of Maryland Terrapins. And one of the things I always look forward to in these adrenaline games is uniforms.
Yes.
Certainly not disappointing this year, staying with the American theme, but a lot of fun for these kids. There's a nice check. That one's staying with the North. Ryan Close gets it.
Ryan Close is one of the most underrated kids to ever come out of the West. Solid lefty attackman, strong, great vision. Headed to Lehigh next year. Look for big things out of him in the Patriot League.
I have to think Coach Cassis going to get the best out of him. Nice look across. That one snatched out of the air by Van Sickle. Twice in a row. Bo Botkiss, another one of those players to watch for the South.
I think what you'll see with the South defense between Scott Barger, Jarrett Jones, and Bo Bacchus is three guys with really smooth stick skills. All of them can push transition and play offense and score goals. It's just really nice to see guys that are that crafty on top of being so physical.
One, certainly with the success that the Brown Bears had this year, long poles who can handle the rock are certainly something that coaches are going to be looking for.
Yep, the new thing is everyone wants to play fast now and play transition and run and gun, and guys like that are not very common.
Got the South team getting there. A unit on the squad. Nice split, quick double. Great second pass. That one just misses the inside pipe from DeMaio, but it's going to stay with the South squad.
Nice look right there by Ryan Fazio, number 10.
And in these all-star games, always nice to see a guy make the extra pass. And Fazio snatches that one out of the air, takes that one himself. Looks like that one's going to go back the other way, north ball. Great hustle play by Kalen Boland coming out of the cage. You mentioned his athleticism, so we'll take another look at this shot.
I think you're seeing guys with still a little bit of butterflies and some jitters here in the opening minutes here. A couple errant passes. Guys seem a little bit excited. Hopefully they settle down now.
Yeah, you have to think. I mean, going against some of the best players. Obviously, these guys have been playing against each other for years through the adrenaline system. But now finally, get the American flag on your back.
Exactly.
Offense seems to be going through. DeMaio is another errant pass. Finds its way back to the North squad. Now Bowen bringing the ball up. Now Chris Sullivan looking for some help. Finds the shorty. Solid ride so far from the South. Again, looks like a little bit of the sun playing tricks on these guys. So we another errant pass, 3 in a row.
Yeah, hopefully these guys get the jitters out and just start settling down and relaxing a little bit.
Moving it down to DeMaio. He's gotten a touch on every offensive possession for this South squad. Back to Fazio.
Ryan Hastings here, Duke-bound midi from Bishop School. Be joining Jake Sayao, former high school teammate down at Duke next year.
Yeah, another teammate, Eddie Glazner, on that Notre Dame same squad this year. Is a great look inside. Christian Ford, no mistake about that one, on his way to Michigan, adds to the tally 2-zip in favor of the South squad.
Christian Ford, a big, powerful lefty, the grandson of former President Ford, just a known commodity in the lacrosse circuit. Great player, headed to Michigan.
That is a great fun fact.
I'm so full of fun facts.
I can't wait. Game's going to go on. We're going to have a lot of fun here today. But another face-off. Haven't had a good look at the Norse offense yet. Only one offensive possession, ending in a ball taken away by the goalkeeper. And another face-off win. Thompson gets it, sends it down. Watch out, this is trouble. Fazio off the pipe. And then Kalen Bolin able to chase that one down. Catches the back of his stick on the rebound. That's good positioning.
I think it was Kevin Kodzis on the shot from Foothill. Goalie's best friend is the pipe.
Bolin gonna have to get through the double here.
Bolin, part of that Regis Jesuit high school team that won the Colorado State Championship this year. He's headed to Loyola in the fall.
Bolin thinks about it, pulls it out. Defense could probably use a rest. Bubba Fairman sends it across the field. Stu Bledsoe with it now. Likes his odds.
Stu Bledsoe, the son of former Patriots legend quarterback Drew Bledsoe, coming out of Bend, Oregon.
Great look inside, but stuffed on the doorstep, flag down. Nice look cross crease. Bolin takes the shot and buries it top left stick side. That's a great finish from the Regis Jesuit project. And he gets the Norse squad on the board there first of the game. See what the penalty is, see if it stays.
That was an assist by Josh Stout out of Park City, Utah.
And you see a lot of players from all across the country. A couple of Northern California players not able to make their way down. Obviously, a great program at St. Ignatius.
Yep, St. Ignatius had graduation. A couple other schools had their proms. But nonetheless, still, we've got 60 guys that are all headed to some great programs.
Yeah, and you see the programs that are represented here. A lot of teams getting multiple players from this squad, or from these squads as well. Something that's obviously exciting for these guys. You see them playing together growing up, and then with the opportunity to play with each other again in college.
Yeah, I think you get certain schools that get a comfort level with recruiting Western players. They've done it and had success, and they want to keep going back to the well. And you've got Denver and Marquette and Boston University and Georgetown. All have a number of guys headed their way year in and year out from the West Coast Stars.
When you look at those squads, I mean, who wouldn't want to play for Coach Tierney or Coach Amplo with the success that they've had over the last couple of seasons, and again with the opportunity to play against each other in the Big East. See Nick Windle with it. Finds Comats. And then loses the handle there. Tries to go with the flip pass, and that one's going to be south ball.
Not quite sure what happened right there. Sort of lackadaisical effort by Comats.
It's like Henk House going to bring the ball in for the South. Back to Van Sickle. No pressure, nice handle. It's Crew Taylor, all-name team. Fighting through the double, that's great work. Ball finally knocked out of his stick, but impressive stick control. Harnish looks up top. Trouble from outside. Absolute laser just over the top of the cage coming from Zane Crandall.
Sam Harnish is one of the most fundamentally sound attackmen I've ever coached. Going to Denver. Oh,
and there's the BTB. What a finish. Cal Costa out of the Bishop School on his way to Ohio State. Improves the angle with the BTB goal, and it is 3-1 in favor of this South squad, and they are looking very sharp on the offensive side of the ball.
That's just chemistry right there. Preston Facher and Cal Costa have played West Coast Stars for years. Preston with a great look to Cal cutting. Great finish.
Yeah, love those Bishop School lids, too. Those are really clean. So we see another face-off, but you talk about the fundamentals, and you take that behind the back shot that he scored there, and that's probably the right thing to do there.
There's a time and place for that, and that was certainly the right time.
And this one won backwards by the North, but the wing play from the South has been stellar.
You got Bacchus here at the ball. Bacchus had 12 goals this spring, known to push offense all the time.
Bacchus not only a member of the of the West Coast Stars team that you coach, but also a member of your high school squad.
He is, and also was an Under Armour All-American this year, which was another great accolade for Bo.
Britt Riley out of Westlake with it up top at Thousand Oaks, just north of Los Angeles. Moves it back, nice handle. Cal Costa likes his matchup, has the shorty. Nice look inside, can't find his man. And then Zane Crandall takes the shot. Backed up by Costa. That one is going to stay with the South squad.
I'm really enjoying the ball boys being adorned head to toe in these same uniforms.
Yeah, fortunately I was there when they were handing those out to those young men, and they're pretty excited about it themselves.
They look great.
Now Fasher with it, by his man, turns the corner, thinks about the shot, moves it up top. Riley looking for some room, quick double, throws the fake, keeps it, loses the handle. That's great defense by the North. Tristan Courtney going to take it across.
Tristan Courtney is an absolute workhorse between the lines, two-way midi. He's headed to Tufts University. Tufts, one of the originators of the playing fast early offense, and he'll fit in really nicely next year for Mike Daly.
Yeah, Mike Daly and the Tufts squad losing in the national championship this year after winning 2 straight against Salisbury. Fantastic game. Do yourself a favor, watch the ending to that one. But certainly, like you said, Coach Daly likes to get up and get down.
That was a tough game to watch as an alum, but they did battle back down from 12-3 to make it a 1-goal game, which was great.
Yeah, John Upton with a chance to win it on the doorstep.
Yep.
But another ball picked up. That's a great handle by Pierce Moscow as he sends the ball up.
Pierce Masco, captain of La Costa Canyon High School, really smooth, fluid, long stick midi, great player.
And that's impressive defense by the North squad. Looks like Jack Welding throwing the takeaway checks. So we're going to get interference going against the South squad. Finally a break going the North's way. Nice little flip pass, can't quite handle it, but no one there to pick it up. This one, Wiley Bonham.
Wiley Bonham playing for #1 ranked Monta Vista in the West this spring. They had a great year. I think they went 23-0.
Certainly an impressive number.
It was.
That one ball down once again. Looks like going to be able to come up with it. That's Keenan Moffitt out of Arapahoe High School on his way to play for Coach Amplo at Marquette. That one going to stay with the North. Sean O'Keefe backing it up. And we see the North going back to work. Nice sidewinder shot coming across, but no problem for Van Sickle as he gets a foot on it.
Here comes Barger in transition. Great look to Sadolnik.
And Sadolnik back across his body. Watch out. Laser shot once again. That one coming from Preston Fasher. Nice look up there on the alley. This one, Samuel Harnish bringing the ball in. Maybe looking for a little two-man game with Fasher. Always with his head up. Finds Fasher. And you see Barger staying down there on the offensive side.
Fasher, one of these two-sport athletes, one of the better football players out of Southern California, quarterback of the Redondo High School football team. And just a great attackman back there at X. Really tough.
Yeah, and certainly a guy who plays quarterback gets an appreciation for the little things and keeping his head up. A lot of quarterbacks go on to be great lacrosse players.
Especially ex-attackman really lends itself to being back there. Looks like we had a timeout in the North. Coach Gradinger, big timeout right there.
Yeah, Coach Gradinger obviously been a part of this Adrenaline program for a long time. Great player in college as well. Younger brother, part of that the squad for Maryland playing in the national championship. Got good minutes for them this year.
You sure did. Nick was a 2004 graduate of high school in the West Coast and really was a pioneer for all of this Western movement way back when.
And taking a look at the squads that have multiple movements, obviously you've already heard us talk about Marquette a couple of times. They are leading the way. They've got 4. Denver, another team going against them in the Big East. Coach Tierney never afraid to snatch up those West Coast guys, especially the Western Canadian guys. They've got 3. Georgetown coming up next with 3. They're a team that I think you should look out for the next couple of years. They've got a lot of young talent. Obviously took some lumps this season, but on the next couple of years, they're a team that's going to be tough to deal with. You have Loyola also bringing in 3 players from this squad, obviously making it to the semifinals this season. Maryland, 3. Michigan, 3. Michigan, Coach Paul at Michigan seems to bring a lot of the West Coast players in.
I think Michigan's on the doorstep of going from pretty good to great in the next year or 2 here. They've gotten a lot of great talent over the last 4 years.
And Notre Dame coming in with 2, as well as Towson and a number of schools bringing in 2 as well. And then some singular recruits from this squad, but so much talent on display between these 2 squads. And Kalen Bolin saw that one well as he steps in front of it. That's good position. This one coming across, see if you can handle it. Looks like it might be south ball. And that one coming back the other direction. Duncan Copeland opting not to push the issue.
Eris Sudalnik, there he is again, just in between the lines, chasing down loose balls, pushing transition, just being a utility guy.
And that one batted out of the air. That's John Prady. And there's the low to high coming from Facher. Really impressive work. Pushes the lead back to 3 at 4-1. And you see they give him just a little bit of space, takes the crow hop and absolutely hammers that one into the back of the net.
It's good to see Facher having a nice night tonight. We didn't see him last fall because of football. I haven't seen him play in almost a year, and it's great to see him back out there doing his thing.
Well, and you have to think that DeMaio and Facher have been the guys so far for this South squad that the ball has really been going through a lot.
You heard those guys talk about their favorite moment in that 2013 game when West Coast Stars beat the Crabs. Preston Facher scored that goal in triple overtime. I'll never forget it.
Again, another face-off. That one won by the North. That's Cole Boland coming through with the ground ball.
Alex Bean on that face-off from St. Louis, Missouri.
Yeah, Bean been doing a pretty good job of winning the ball backwards. Has not been getting as much help from his wings as you think he'd like.
Nope.
One of the things you always talk about with these great face-off athletes is the importance of the unit as a whole, and what we've seen on the wing, especially the last couple of seasons. Certainly an evolving group.
You're seeing that with how teams just play defense against Trevor Baptiste. It's a 3-man, 3-on-3. Otherwise, you're going to be out of luck if you got a guy like Trevor Baptiste or some of these dominant guys.
Cole Bowen. And certainly the coaching has evolved as well with Greg Grenlian and the Face-Off Academy. You can check out those shows right here on Lax Sports Network. But going into the fundamentals and everything to take the cheating and make sure that everyone is doing things the right way, certainly you see the results.
It's been great. Brendan Fowler has moved down to Southern California and been a great influence on these guys down here.
It was Mason Brady with the shot. That one backed up by Keenan Moffitt. And Moffitt sends it up. Back down to Josh Stout on his way to Westminster, Division II squad. And that one coming off the end. Let's see. That one very close to a goalie backup by Van Sickle. And the last 42 seconds here in the quarter. Spencer Small with it.
Spencer Small was formerly a Syracuse University commit. Great slippery player, really ambidextrous, great feeder.
Doubles coming, someone's open. See if Bonham can find it. Great look across.
Oh,
and
wow.
There is a fantastic contested finish by Moffitt. Really impressive that he's able to get that off low angle sidearm.
That was a heck of a feed by Bonham and a nice finish sidearm by Moffitt.
And if you're Von Sickle, I mean, hearing that one, I mean, great defense, fighting through the stick on the hands, able to put that one away. And that's going to do it for a quarter of action here at Capistrano Valley High School for the Adrenaline All-American game. Don't go anywhere. Still 3 great quarters of lacrosse action coming your way on Lax Sports Network.
only on Lax Sports Network. College Digest is your weekly destination for everything related to the men's and women's college game this offseason. Be sure to tune in every week as we check in with coaches, players, and the experts to bring you the latest news and headlines from across the college lacrosse landscape. LSN College Digest, every Wednesday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern on Lax Sports Network. It's all Laxus.
If you haven't checked out Tilted Flow on LSN, you've missed one of the most talked about shows in the Lax Sports Network programming lineup, featuring some of the best interviews with the hottest names in lacrosse. Tilted Flow is your daily fill about what's happening now in the fastest growing sports today. And when we aren't talking about the sport, we're debating it. The good, the bad, and sometimes even the absurd. Tilted Flow on LSN. It's all Laxus.
And just about ready to get underway for the second quarter in the Adrenaline All-American game. This is the 6th edition of the game. We've got a 2-goal lead for the South squad at 4-2. And that's another face-off win for the North, but the ball thrown away and still down on the ground. Nice legal hit out of the stick, but picked up by Colin Squires out of Portland.
Colin Squires, another one of those Denver-bound guys you spoke of earlier. Really physical and really raw defenseman.
You know, get Coach Tierney with one of those kids that's raw. Coach Brown over there running the offense. I mean, they certainly know how to get the most out of those players.
They sure do. Those guys do a fabulous job.
It looks like they're going to say that one going the South's way. It looked like it might have been a deflection, but and that's looks like what they're saying. Ball down there at the far end of the field. That one's going to be South ball. Jarrett Jones out of Palos Verdes High School bringing the ball up on his way to Georgetown. Looks like we're going to get an offsides call going against the South. Ball heading Blues way.
Blue needs to get a couple goals here, get a little rally going, spark some life into their team.
Sean O'Keefe with it. Yeah, certainly not the longest offensive possession so far for the North squad. But just down 2 is that one from outside. It's like they're listening in on the broadcast, Jono, because Tristan Courtney sends that one in to cut the lead to 1. Great shot, changing the plane on the bouncer.
When Tristan Courtney gets ahead of steam going downhill, look out. Like I said earlier, that guy's going to fit in great for Coach Daly at Tufts.
Yeah, and Tufts, really impressive what they've been able to put together. 3 championships in the last 6 years, 2010, 2014, 2015, a trip back to the championship this year. A lot of really impressive players. 2 guys getting drafted this year into the MLL, Upgren and Connor Helfrich. Upgren on his way to the Cannons, Helfrich on his way, face-off athlete, to Denver. Is that one nice look inside? There's the shot and the goal by the long pole. Jake Fisk out of Poway on his way to Bryant. But a lot of trust these guys have in these poles. Great ball handlers.
Jake Fisk is a heck of a player. He has been a great 2-time Player of the Year in San Diego, won 2 championships down at Poway High School, and he is as good at offense as he is at defense.
Yeah, certainly fit in with Coach Pressler. Bryant, a couple of big wins this year, one over national semifinalist Brown in a Tuesday night contest.
Jake Fisk has given me a lot of nightmares from Torrey Pines, just bad dreams.
But now he's here.
I know, it's all good now.
But you look at these guys going at it, and certainly sometimes you go to these All-Star games, great behind the back look. That one right on McLean's stick.
Philip Thompson and McLean, I like it. Oh wow!
Great look inside and another shot at it, but that one just over the pipe. That one coming from Barger. Barger opting for the all-black stick, something that's becoming increasingly more popular. I mean, back in our day,
sure,
you couldn't get away with that. better be really good. As McLean brings it down once again, and South in the white jerseys doing a very good job of controlling the game right now.
The kids are starting to look more and more comfortable as the game progresses, and they're all settling in, which is nice to see.
Back up to McLean, has the shorty. Looks like he likes the matchup. Got that right hand out there and somehow sneaks that one in on the near pipe by Josh Matt on his way to Denver as well. But what a finish by McLean. Takes what you give him.
Can't quite tell you how that went in near side pipe, but heck of a job by Jake McLean.
When you look at how quick his release is, and that's one of those things. It's tough to judge.
Sure.
Especially coming down there with the sidearm. You see a lot of that same stuff out of the Canadian players that are having so much success in the college game these days.
There are very few goals that just get by Josh Matt, so credit right there to Jake McLean.
And Matt coming in to relieve Kalen Bolin here after the first quarter of action. Got a 3-goal lead, 6-3 in favor of the South, but one for each team so far.
Another great timeout by Coach Gradinger. He is on a roll. Look at him celebrate over there.
That's just, it's the little things, Coach.
It really is.
It's the little things.
Small things is all things.
And we talked about the 4 players to watch, but like I said, a couple of guys really standing out, at least for me. And DeMaio and Fasher really looking good. And then on the other side of the ball, I mean, you got to talk about some of these North players that have gone out and done some impressive things.
I think, like I said, Anthony DeMaio is the all-time leading scorer in the state of California. And then for the North, you got a lot of Poles that are really athletic. Charlie Leonard off the wing was the best athlete in the whole school at Arapahoe High School, a school known for great athletics, just a beast, headed to Notre Dame. And then, back again for the White, you're looking at all these Poles, Fisk, Bacchus, and Barja have all taken shots already. So they're trying to play fast, and it's fun to watch.
As we see the teams breaking up, headed back out onto the field. But certainly exciting game. I mean, you couldn't ask for a better day for lacrosse.
This is a great day, and it's always a tough first quarter when guys are trying to figure out a rhythm and get to know each other, and I think we're going to see a great game from here on out.
And when you look at Matt stepping into the cage for Bolin, you think there's any chance we see Bolin on the field?
I think so. I think the coach's primary concern is making sure everybody gets some playing time in the beginning so that they all get a chance, and then at the end, in the fourth quarter, I think you go with your guys that are feeling it. Haven't seen much from Fairman, though, for a guy as highly touted as he is and a guy we've talked about. Need him to step up.
When you see Fairman, the double is coming quick, immediately doubling right there with the Poles. I mean, certainly a known.
There he is.
There's a look inside, throws the BTB, and that one's going to stay with the North. Maybe could have had one with his right there.
I've seen Bubba do some crazy things, so I'm not going to get in the way of his decision making.
There's Johnson turning the corner, gets by his man. That's solid recovery defense. Great skip pass coming in, get the bouncer. That one right into the stick at close. And immediately on the recovery, Bacchus, very impressive footwork.
Tough to get by a guy like Bacchus.
Johnson looking for some space.
Shane Sharp on the defense. I haven't seen a guy with a better approach in a long time. Great posture, great defensive stance. Really technically, fundamentally sound. Fun to watch Shane Sharp play defense.
And Cole Bolin downhill gets the look, cuts through. That's great help defense. And see what the call's going to be here. Might have been a hold there, is what it looks like. That one's going to stay with the North. But you take a look at Cole Bolin as he comes through. Let's get another look at this one, and you can see his speed and his power as he tries to cut through those 2 defenders. But a guy that we've been talking about as someone who's very athletic.
Yep, he was the leader on that Regis Jesuit championship team this year. Great program, a lot of good players. He's well coached.
Fairman working from behind, big body, trying to back his guy down. Gets inside, nice help. Gets the shot off, but not on the cage.
Oh, Comats.
What a finish on the turn by Comats on his way to Notre Dame by way of Littleton, Colorado. No chance in the cage if you're Van Sickle.
No, Keaton Comats is a really slippery player, plays a lot of box, and his skill set right there, you just saw it on display. Crafty little underhand shot off a rebound.
And the last couple of seasons, especially with what the Thompson brothers at Albany were able to put together, a lot more players opting to go with the shovel pass and the no-look pass kind of on the low angle. Give the goalie a little something extra to think about.
Yeah, sure. I think there's a time and place for all that stuff. And, Keaton Comats did it right there. It was the perfect decision.
seeing this matchup once again. Thompson and Burton going at it, and that one going Thompson's way once again, as it looked like Burton thought he had it at the back of his stick, couldn't pop it out, and once again, it is south ball. Hankhouse with it, moving it down. And that one taken away, but to no help, and that one picked off. Watch out, this is trouble. Look inside. Great save coming back once again. Another ground ball for the South. They're all over the field right now. Again, you see Barger staying out there on offense. Finally making his way off the field. And you look at Matei there with the save. That's just good positioning. It didn't look like he ever saw it.
Look at Josh. It's an unconventional, sort of unorthodox, really wide, low stance. But it seems to work for him.
I mean, as long as you're getting in front of the ball, right?
I agree.
And there's another great save coming across the body. We see the dive into the crease by Fazio, and that one's going to be north ball. As we take another look at that dive, and you talk about his positioning and what he's able to do with his stick, but he tracked that very well all the way along.
Good take by Fazio. Great defense, though. Use the crease as an extra defender right there.
But you look at this North squad. When they've had good possession time, they've been able to put balls in the back of the net.
Yeah, I think talent-wise, it's a pretty even match. It's just going to matter who gels.
And there's a shot going the wrong way. Josh Stout with the turnaround, but that one's going to stay blue.
Looks like the South has Matt Trowbridge in goal now. From St. Louis, Missouri, headed to Michigan.
See Fairman dumps it off to Close. Close, fortunate, and there it is. There's the flag. That's likely going to be for a hold.
Botkus on the hold.
But you see Botkus, as the player was coming around the corner, looked like he got hung up under the lid there.
It was a great take by Ryan Close to make the first contact and get it on Bo's hands. Well done right there.
This is the first time we're going to get a look at the extra man unit for the North squad. Opportunity to cut the lead to 1 for the first time since 1-0. You know, they'd love to get this back to 1.
You need to start capitalizing here. Let's see what they go to on man up. You got Fairman, Close, Small.
Looks like O'Keefe out there.
Yep.
And then Fairman turning the corner, thinks about pushing his man up there.
Oh, there's Close.
There's a great look by Close, just a bit off that near side top post as Fairman brings it in once again, looking for a little quicker whistle. Fairman sends it up top. That one brought in by O'Keefe back to Fairman, and Fairman gets so much attention. Nice look inside, and there's the no-look shot over the shoulder. That would have been spectacular by Trevor Johnson. Had to get the shot off quickly. And again, back through Fairman. Fairman throws the fake up top. Watch out, Small's open. Great skip pass, look inside to Fairman. Fairman just off the mark. Looked like Trowbridge might have gotten a piece of that one and then backs it up.
Great ball movement, nonetheless.
They get the skip pass in there to get it to Fairman. Very impressive work.
Great hustle by Trowbridge, one of the more athletic goalies out of the cage.
Hankhouse with it now as they get their offense sorted. See Jake Fisk making his way off the field. Fisk already on the board. You talk about that core of athletic pulls. There's the shot from outside. That one off the mark. Looks like this one might actually be going the other way. Another goalie backup. This one by Matt. And you talk about the athletic goalies. I mean, there just aren't any positions left on the lacrosse field where you can afford not to be athletic.
I agree. There's too many guys playing the sport, too many athletes picking it up, that the days of unathletic goalies and face-off guys and defenders are gone.
An impressive ground ball by Charlie Leonard as he's bringing it in, has some space. See if he gets the shot off, and he does. And that one's going to stay with the North squad, but very impressive stick handling by Leonard, able to keep that one.
Leonard headed to Notre Dame to play under the tutelage of the best defensive coordinator out there right now, Jerry Byrne. I'm sure Leonard's going to jack his game up quite a bit over the next 4 years.
Well, certainly, and you've seen a number of guys go play defense for Notre Dame and have a lot of success Edwin Glazner this past year, captain of the defense, started nearly every game for the Fighting Irish.
Which is great. Eddie's a great story, a walk-on turned team captain.
And there's another great save. Trowbridge, goalie's starting to heat up a little bit here in the second quarter.
That was Mason Brady for the North, had a great look, just couldn't put it away.
You see a great play to keep that one in by Bonham, but stays with the South. Watch out, steps right over that ground ball and going the other direction. A little bit of a scrum for it here as these teams try to get settled. Bryson Taylor loses that one as it goes right into the old VIP seats right there, field level. Cal Costa going to bring it in. Look at that speed right by his man, and another great save.
Taylor's just given way too much cushion on that matchup right there. Good take by Costa.
Goes for the kayak over the head. That would have been something.
That is a classic Scott Barger check right there. Love it.
And Patterson with it now.
Jacob Patterson is one of the more unknown guys off the radar. Didn't come from a perennial powerhouse program down in southern Arizona. A really crafty player headed to Albany.
And that's a nice
There he
takeaway
is.
check. And Patterson gets it back. Nice look across. Great fake. And that one's going to count for Mason Brady as the lead is now down to 1. Again, the first time since 1-0. Brady on his way to Colby College.
Just a really sort of lack of attention to detail there by the defense. An errant pass just to give me turnover. You can't do that in a game like this.
Yeah, and you see the takeaway, and you never give up on the play. And really impressive work from Patterson, able to take that one away. But you got to talk about the individual defense from Nick Bauer at a modern day on his way to Princeton. See who he'll be playing for this upcoming year.
You just pick your poison here. This defense is loaded head to toe, but I do like that lesson there. Jacob Patterson got stripped, and instead of giving up on the play, stuck with it and got the turnover for the goal. Great job for young attackmen to learn from right there.
It's like Burton able to win that to himself once again. Ball still down. And that one finally picked up by Wendell. And ball back down. Fighting through the double. It's Thompson. And looks like this one is going to be the North's ball. Again, just about 3 minutes to go in the half. Opportunity to tie this game up. And there's the shot and the goal. Ears were burning. What a finish on the sidewinder coming from Nick Wendell on his way to Cleveland State, a first-year NCAA program.
Yep, Dylan Sheridan, the former assistant at Denver, made a living out of there recruiting our guys from the West Coast, and now he's at Cleveland, and he's, got about 4 or 5 Western players lined up, and hopefully a few more soon as he builds his program to start in 2017.
Yeah, and Coach Sheridan, a guy playing some college ball here on the West Coast, a guy I actually played against at Claremont in the MCLA.
Yep, Dylan's one of the great young coaches out there. Awesome guy. Going to do a great job at Cleveland State. I'm looking forward to watching him. He's actually here tonight, I think.
Oh, fantastic. You got Boland finally getting the ground ball. Have to get Dylan up here in the box. Talk a little lax with us. And Boland gets the ball back after the ground ball. Sends it down to Bonham. And now with 2 minutes to play in the half, the North with the opportunity to take the lead for the very first time today. Certainly looking really sharp on the offensive side of the ball.
It's been a 1-goal game the last 3 years, and I expect nothing less this time around.
Boland drawing the matchup with Barger. Loses the handle. It's Bonham turning the corner,
wow.
buries the shot. And you see that first step as he ties the game up. Sends Crew Taylor to the turf and makes the most of his opportunity. Very, very impressive work. No chance at all on the defensive side for the goalie there.
I think he just crossed up Pierce Masco, who's a great player, and Wiley Bonham, there's a reason he led Monte Vista to the #1 ranking this spring. Just a great player, slippery lefty. He's going to do a great job at Loyola.
And Loyola, another squad for Coach Toomey that likes to move it.
They sure do. Early offense, fast-paced transition. Josh Hawkins invented that years ago.
Certainly did. But yeah, always fun to sit and watch those Loyola games with Mr. Hawkins. And Burton seeming to really find his form here in the second quarter, struggling a little bit to find exactly where he wanted to put the ball, able to win it backwards to himself, 2 faceoffs in a row.
Jackson Burton, a little known fun fact, was the valedictorian of his high school, Park City High School, headed to Yale. Just an absolute workhorse football player, low center of gravity. He's going to do really well at the next level, I think. All those skills that he has translate.
Watch out.
Oh, Komatz.
Komatz able to put the North team up 2, and they are rolling right here at the end of the second quarter. That's a big goal momentum-wise.
You never want to give up a goal towards the end of a quarter, ever.
And just about to do the face-off. Looks like...
Stop it with 10 seconds?
Stop it with 10 seconds to go. Still plenty of time. Only need about 5 or 6 seconds to get the ball down to the end to score a goal.
We've seen that before.
Yeah, I think maybe Hofstra with 3 goals in 13 seconds a few years back. So certainly this half far from over, but very exciting as we see a 2-goal lead. The North coming back and being on top here, the South squad 8-6.
Let's see if South can get one before the whistle.
And see maybe if Burton mixes it up and moves it forward, and that's exactly what he does. Thinks about it, takes the shot himself, that one off the mark, but looks like about 7 seconds to go. See if they get something going here. Got to be quick. Turning the corner, that's a great check, and that's going to do it for the first half of action at the 2016 Adrenaline All-American game. Don't go anywhere. We have a full half of great lacrosse action coming your way right here on Lax Sports Network. It is all Lax-S. John O'Zizzi and Chris Marshall will be joining you after the break. Stay tuned for interviews at halftime.
Only on Lax Sports Network.
Cannons on 3.3. Go long. And it's in the net.
Every Monday is MLS.
In the 2016 Adrenaline All-American game, but this one was the tale of 2 quarters. Let's see how they got here. And you take a look at the South squad. Great finish inside. You see they started it off so well, purely in control. As you see another goal inside, that one coming from Ford, and one more. This one just beautiful. You see him improving the angle and taking the shot on the BTB Cal Costa, but in the second quarter, it was all North, as you see another goal there by Keaton Komatz, able to send it in, and then great patience on this one from Mason Brady as he cut the lead to 1 at that point. And then watch out for Bonham as he turns the corner, goes low to high with the absolute laser, and that's how we got to 8-6 in favor of the North over the South. Really impressive play on display from both of these squads. The top high school players from across the country in the Adrenaline All-Star All-American game.
Only on Lax Sports Network. The College Digest is your weekly destination for everything related to the men's and women's college game this offseason. Be sure to tune in every week as we check in with coaches, players, and the experts to bring you the latest news and headlines from across the college lacrosse landscape. LSN College Digest, every Wednesday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern on Lax Sports Network. It's all Laxus.
I play lacrosse. What's your superpower?
And just about ready to get back to it here in the third quarter as we see the face-off as Burton looked like he wanted to himself, but Thompson able to come up with the ground ball. Nice fake, goes out on the break, takes the shot, and that's a big save. Coming in, got a new goalie. This one, Joe Tabor out of Monte Vista making the save. I saw him warming up at the break, but very special guest joining us, head coach Cleveland State, making their debut at the NCAA Division I level this upcoming season. Coach Dylan Sheridan joining us right now. Pretty excited to have you up in the booth with us. Two of these guys, both number 19, that is Synergy, headed your way.
Yeah, very excited about it. Obviously, this is a special event. I've been out here for a number of years in a row now, and I've had kids play in this event that have gone on to play at Denver and then subsequently Princeton, and now we've got some Vikings out there. So it's a exciting moment for our program, and I'm just fortunate and thankful to be here.
Well, yeah, and you guys not pulling punches here in the scheduling for your first season, going right after the big dogs.
Yeah, it's why do it otherwise, So we're going to have, the Dukes and Denvers of the world. I think we open up actually with the University of Michigan at home at Cleveland State. So a lot of big name programs, and it's going to hopefully get the buzz that we're looking for in year one for the Vikings.
Yeah, Coach, I know I've been seeing pictures of your facility out there on the social media sites. Pretty spectacular stuff. Got to ask you, where's the best place to find out more information and to reach out to you for all those players looking to get on their way?
No, I appreciate it. We're very, very thankful. We've got a great administration. They're very supportive of our program. You can find out more information on csuvikings.com or follow us on Twitter at CSUVikingsLax. But really, I think fortunately for us, we've got an AD that has played lacrosse and understands the game, which is very, very unusual in our sport. So, everything's set up nicely for us to build a really strong program in the Midwest.
And see right there is Jarrett Jones putting the boomstick down. You heard the fans and the players love that one. But I know it's always exciting for me. You're obviously a guy that I played against in college, so it's fun to see some of the MCLA guys go on to do really great things.
I appreciate it. Yeah, it's going to be cool to just open up with Michigan with John Paul. Obviously, his legend in the MCLA is known by most, and for me to get to have the opportunity to coach against him at the Division I level is pretty special.
Well, and certainly your background, obviously, been under some really fantastic coaches, going at Denver especially under Coach Tierney. I mean, what was it like to be there under a living legend in the game?
It was a blessing. I learned so much about the game, so much that I didn't really know, X's and O's wise, but more importantly, how to handle a program off the field. And he really is a master of the craft. So getting to study and learn from him and Coach Brown was a privilege. And now I'm looking forward to running the ship at CSU.
We see Trevor Johnson getting the goal there out of Oregon Episcopal School on his way to Sacred, hard as he pushes the lead to 3 for the North. And you look at a program like Denver, what Coach Tierney's been able to put together there, not a startup per se, but certainly a program that didn't find the heights of the success. I mean, basically built that program from scratch. Must have been a really perfect learning experience for what you're undertaking now.
It was great. I actually worked at a Division III startup with John Haas, who is a very well-established coach, and learned from him. And then going to Denver, really that's how we're going to model CSU. We're going to model it very similarly off to Denver. We've got kids coming from 18 states next year to CSU, so a lot of West Coast flair, and going back to kind of where my connections are the strongest. And like I said, we've got two guys out here today.
Well, certainly excited to see the Vikings go out and play this season. We see Ryan Hastings scoring the goal, pushing the lead back to 2. But hopefully we'll be seeing some of those games right here on Black's Sports Network this upcoming season. But it's great to have you up in the booth. Looking forward to seeing the rest of these guys, including the two 19s headed your way.
Thanks. Yeah, it's been a blast. These guys are playing really hard, and as to be expected, some great ball movements and flashy goals, and a little bit of trash talking down there too, which you love to see in this environment.
Well, yeah, and you see Hastings come here. Love to see him switch hands there. Gets it back to his right, improves his angle, and really impressive stuff from these guys. I mean, you're obviously watching this pretty closely. You've seen a lot of these guys grow up after the last couple of years and been recruiting them. What have you seen so far from these boys out there playing today?
It's been really fun because a lot of these kids are young men that I've spent time with in the recruiting process at the previous schools I was at. And so watching these guys and see how they've grown and developed, and this is kind of their not finished product by any means, but the end to their high school career. It's fun to see, and they just look really sharp. They look great. Coach Zitzi and I were talking about it earlier. These guys are going to make big impacts at the next level, and I'm looking forward to tracking all of them.
When you see Leonard right there on the crease with the long pole, very impressive work to handle that, let alone get the shot off, as we see these guys with a lot of trust in their long poles. And talking with Coach Zizzi in the first half about the importance of the athleticism and stick handling, especially over the last couple of years, as we see Bubba Behrman get on the board. That's his first of the game, but showing off some fancy footwork as he ropes that one to the top shelf.
Yeah, that's a great goal from Bubba, and what it does is just shows you that he's going to be able to be utilized by Coach Tillman down at UMD in a number of different areas. He can play the midfield, he can play the attack, he can dodge from behind the goal out front. He's just a very dynamic playmaker.
When you see that squad moving a lot faster on the offensive side this year, especially getting up near 41 shots per game this season, so certainly can use an athletic midfielder or attackman.
No question. We've actually got a former Terp, now a Terp grad, coming to join us at Cleveland State. Kyle Bernlohr, their All-American goalie, will be our assistant coach. So I'm looking forward to it.
Certainly excited. Great career. Looking forward to seeing him suit up for the Ohio Machine.
Yeah.
Ohio product out there. So that'll be fun. The first goalie taken in the draft this year.
Yeah, he's a stud. He's been a mainstay in the pipes for them for the last couple of years.
I think he became a household name with that save at the last second in the championship.
Unbelievable. Even hearing Chris Cloutier talk about that save, he was like, I was rattled. There was no way I thought he was getting to that. And Cloutier was certainly feeling it in the tournament. We see Moffitt bringing it into the box, moving it down, and those are the two guys that just got the last two touches that we saw really have nice games. Fasher, one of those guys, and DeMaio out there in the first quarter that really pushed the tone for this South squad.
Here comes Ford getting downhill lefty. It's tough to stop once you get some momentum.
And there's Ford and one as he able to put that one right by Tabor and cut the lead down once again. But really impressive body control as he's able to put that one in the back of the net. And you see Ford, like you said, downhill with that lefty, gets by his man, and then takes a check on the stick and is still able to keep his head up and bury that goal. That's impressive athleticism.
Yeah, he's just a physically strong kid. He always has been, and it's just great to see him doing his thing. And we've got some great sideline sellies over here from the South team.
Here we go.
Watch out. Yeah, it's, what is that, a little leapfrog action? That's all of them. I mean, how much time do you think these kids are putting into the celebrations?
I mean, Jimmy Burrell is not afraid of cardio and lifting weights, so it's not surprising their celebrations are a workout.
He's got him doing CrossFit over there. Sellies.
And again, see the face-off coming up. 2-goal lead for the North at 10-8. These guys really loosening up as once again we're continuing to see Jackson Burton have success winning the ball backwards. And Courtney gets the ball taken away. Fisk trying to get it. Courtney not giving up on it. Fisk pushing it up. And then one more ground ball. Can't quite get to it. Going the other direction. Wendell with it.
Yeah, I love to see him pick the ball off the turf and get it off the ground and move it right away. He's doing a nice job.
Nice shot inside. Again, a look to one of the poles. It's Pretty had it, and he takes another
Great
shot.
Save by Trowbridge.
Stuffed on the doorstep. Mentioned Trowbridge able to come up with it. Trowbridge playing very well in this game, coming in for the second and third quarters as we close in on 9 minutes left in the third. Trowbridge looking for some space. Nice look inside. Henkhouse with it. And not just the offensive players, but I think we've seen the defensive players settle in a little bit. The goalies both making fantastic saves on their ends, and some pretty nice checks from these defensive players. Some solid takeaways.
Yeah, it's an interesting dynamic because some of these kids really know each other well, and some of them are studs in their own area and aren't exactly as familiar, and so they come in with nerves. It's to be expected, and I think everybody's starting to settle down, and we're starting to see some really high level across.
Cal Costa. Sorry, looks like Zane Crandall, rather. Crandall, a guy already gotten on the board today, has an absolute laser. Riley with it. That's solid shorty defense. Tristan Courtney. Now Fasher. Trying to get around the corner. Nice switch. Look inside. Riley can't come up with it.
Comat's on the ground ball.
Comat's heading the other direction.
This is where Comat shines in the open field, making plays.
And all the way across the field, that one just barely makes it to Pretty. And Pretty just got stuffed. Looks like he wants another shot at it. Opts to pull it back out. Textbook defense right on the bottom hand by Crandall.
Nice hitch and go by Comats.
This one staying with the North. Close turning the corner by his man. And that one off the pipe.
Great take by Ryan Close. Getting topside on his defender, just hitting the pipe.
See Botkus coming on the field and just snatching that one out of the air. Coming back the other way for Zane Crandall. Crandall with one to beat. Turns the corner, takes the shot. Nice kick save. Or let's see what the...
that went in.
I'm going to say, there you have it. Right there on the inside, off the inside pipe.
Chris O'Mahony on the call right there.
That's a tough break from Joe Tabor. Looked like he got a foot on that one. Not so different from some of the goals that we saw called coming off of that camera casing in the NCAA tournament this year, popping right back out. Yeah, but that cuts the lead to 1. South clawing their way back into this one after being down 3 early here in this third quarter.
The South seems to, throughout the game, has been just at their most effective when they're pushing the ball in transition. Whether it's off the faceoffs or from D to O, they string the ball together well. In the half field, the North defense is strong.
Burton wins it to himself. Took a shot off of that right at the end of the half. Opts to pull this one back out. Maybe give his offense a little bit of a chance to settle in. Spencer Small. A couple of Torrey Pines players going against each other in this one. See Bledsoe back to Small. Small now working on the shorty. Takes the low to high. That one deflected. But close with it as he moves it back up top. Now to Johnson. Johnson gets inside. And that solid defense not giving him back his right hand. He's going to stay with the North as Patterson brings it in. He's around the corner. That's a great play and a fantastic save. All the way coming across Throwbridge, able to make that save. And in the creases, Riley's going to start the fast break for the South.
Great take by Patterson right there, making the first contact, getting to a good spot on the field. Nice save by Trowbridge.
Yeah, Trowbridge is on a little bit of a heater right now. He, obviously in the playoffs in Missouri, did a great job in the cage for MICDS, and now he's just playing outstanding in the pipes tonight.
Yeah, Tabor coming back with a great save of his own, and that one going to tie it up as Cal Costa showing off his wheels as he gets by his man and able to finish the goal. He is on his way to play for Coach Myers at Ohio State.
Yeah, Costa's a pretty versatile kid, can play attack in midfield. Right there, Bryson Taylor just gave him way too much cushion.
When you see that first step, I mean, once he gets going downhill, as we see the replay here, he's right by his man, and then so much composure. Looks like he goes 5-hole there to finish the shot, tie the game at 10, just under 5 to play here in the third quarter. But certainly a difference maker for this North squad has been Jackson Burton out of Park City at the faceoff X, doing a really good job of controlling or helping control the possession for this North squad. Ball still down. Looks like Burton's got a line on it, picks it up, gets some help. That one a little too tall, and finally picked up by the North. It's Boland. Boland looking inside, pretty ambitious on the pass. Nice look up, great handle coming the other direction.
Crew Taylor here.
Taylor sends it up. Crew on his way to the University of Southern California to play for Coach Gittleman.
You get another MCLA guy right here, Eris Suhadolnik, a captain at Torrey Pines, extremely athletic and versatile midfielder, opted for the MCLA as well.
I had the chance to do commentary for the MCLA National Tournament this year here in Orange County, and I was just so impressed with the level of play, even since, when I graduated. Just tremendous how talented the kids are and how organized the teams are. There's Sammy Harnish with a goal.
Mr. Fundamental, Sam Harnish right there, and a great feed from Brendan Egan.
Yeah, and he just does such a good job of coming up on the crease and getting some time. You see the replay here. Just turns and shoots, changes the plane, gets him on the bouncer. That is fundamental.
Harnish is a coach's dream, man.
Yeah, there's no question that he's going to be able to play and get in the mix at Denver, which says a lot. I mean, they're a deep, talented roster, but he doesn't need the ball on his stick. He's skilled, and he's incredibly intelligent on the field. So he's a player that's going to be one to keep an eye on moving forward.
Not so different from a guy leaving this year, Jack Bobzine.
Very similar.
And looks like might finally get a face-off win for the South.
Fisk.
Fisk gets it coming back the other direction. And again, you see Harnish coming up to help his long pole. Harnish looking to get by his man, does, fighting through the triple team, can't get away, wanted to push the lead to 2. It has been all South here in the third quarter.
Fisk is incredible. I really enjoy watching this kid play the game. He seems to be all over the field, just a very, very dynamic player.
And Costa, what a look inside. And what a finish by Fisk. His ears were burning, Coach.
Yeah.
Heard you talking about him as he's able to bury that one.
He's
and
that
was
fun to watch.
That was a tough handle, too, as you see him able to pull that one across. But Cal Costa showing off his wheels by his man, pulls that one off the dirt, and then bounces it on the sidewinder shot there, right on the far side off the foot of Tabor. No chance for him on the doorstep.
Yeah, you feel for Tabor there. It's a 2-on-1, not to mention the guy's coming from the pole, so it's just much more challenging shot to read.
Another great look at the Sellies over there for this South squad. They're really feeling themselves here in the third quarter as the lead is now 2. Now for another faceoff inside of 2 minutes to play in the third. That's going to be a procedure call. Looks like might have been kicking the cross. Not a lot of space there. Fortunate not to get a penalty for interference. It's a great wrap check coming from Barger right over the shoulder. The spin move splits the defense.
Ooh, Alex Bean.
And that's a great save by Knies. Knies coming in here halfway through the third. And see the ball coming back up top. Wendell with it, coming downhill, has the shorty by his man. Switches hands, takes the shot. Another great save by Knies.
The South goaltenders have been playing lights out today.
Yeah, Knies is a special story. He's a pretty late pickup by Penn State, and I think he's a really talented keeper.
And a Penn State squad, impressive win on Lac Sports Network earlier this season from SMU, where they were able to take down the Pioneers 15-10. So certainly cooking some good stuff for Penn State this year.
Yeah, there's no question, and they've got some really talented kids coming in as well. You know, obviously Nice, but you know, Arceri, U19, Team USA face-off guy, and a couple of others, and we have them on the schedule for the next 3 years. So you know, a little bit intimidated by that.
Nothing you can't handle, Coach.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
There's a nice handle inside. There's the shot and the finish. Nick Wendell.
Yeah, if that guy can do that for us, we'll be just fine.
And a really impressive work, able to pull that one in. Tough handle, able to get it across his body and put it where the goalie's not. I mean, it doesn't always take the strongest shot to get it by the goalie. That's a good, smart play.
I think the nicest part about that goal wasn't the finish; it was the fact that he was moving without it. You know, he saw a lane, he cut. It's really hard to teach kids to cut these days because so many kids, the ball just dies in their stick.
And the lead down to 1. That's a big momentum goal. Just 10 seconds to play here in the third quarter. Cuts the lead to 1. Again, it's been all South here in this third quarter. We've seen these teams trade quarter for quarter. In the second, it was all North. In the first and the third, it was all South. And that one going the other direction down to the last 4 seconds. See if they can get the shot off. That one knocked out of the stick. And that's going to do it for the third quarter of action, but some really fantastic play on display for both of these squads. The South really taking over this game here in the third quarter as we take one more look at this long pole goal. But more importantly, after Fisk's goal, let's take a look at the celebration. Off the ropes, drops the hammer. They're having fun out there. Don't go anywhere.
Only on Lac Sports Network.
Cannons on 3.3. Go long. And it's in the net.
Every Monday is MLL Monday on LSN. Be sure to tune in every week as we bring you the best MLL game from every weekend of Major League Lacrosse action all season long.
Shot. No way. Score!
MLL Monday, every Monday at 6 p.m. Eastern on Lax Sports Network. It's all Laxess.
There are those who stop and those who push on. So go, be something more.
The New York Lizards talking about the Burn 9.0 cleat. We've got a fast wrap one-piece design, keeping the cleat snug to your foot at all times while you cut. A triple density sole, giving you stability and flexibility where you need it. Everything about this cleat has been designed specifically for lacrosse, and that's why I use it. Warrior Burn 9.0, it's built for lax.
Yeah, sorry. And just about ready to go back to the action here as we see the fourth quarter players taking the field once again. The final 18 minutes of action for these high school All-American players. Very close game the last 3 years. It has been a one-goal game. That's exactly where we are at now. So far, it's been quarter for quarter. First, it was the South in the first, building a solid lead. Then the North came back in the second to take that lead back and lead by as many as 3. And in the third quarter, the South came storming back behind the very, very good goalie play from Trowbridge as well as Knies. And we see a face-off win coming for the South as the lead is just 1 now. But if this game should go as it's been going, look for the North to come out and play strong here in the fourth.
Like we said, Chris, this has been a one-goal game the last 3 years, and I expect nothing less here as we're 12-11 at this point. Look at Hastings right there. Holy cow.
Yeah, Hastings out of the Bishop School on his way to Duke. You know, Coach Danowski is excited to see stuff like that out on the field. But you look at how quick his feet are as he was able to get through the defense, splits the double, just cuts back, keeps the stick low on the toe drag, and then high to high on the finish. Gets it by Bullen, who's back in the game after taking the last 2 quarters off.
Yeah, I have a lot of respect for Ryan Hastings' game. One of the more under-recruited kids to come out of the West, unfortunately, but landed at a great spot. And he's a great player that really works hard. He's going to do great.
And that's the lead back to 2. The last 10 or so minutes, the South putting on a really impressive display offensively. But as you see, Burton winning the ball forward, and he's done a good job of mixing up his face-offs. Had a lot of success going backwards, and you see the wings adjusting and stepping a little further below the midline and recognizing that and able to push the ball forward to himself.
Yeah, that's something that the face-off guys really need to communicate to the wings themselves. It's their responsibility.
And we see Stout pushing the issue. Nice defense, keeps him out of the alley. Now Moffitt looking for some space. And tell you what, Jono, I've been really impressed with the individual defenders. I mean, it's not always easy to get into a system with guys you don't know that well and get the slide packages and everything going. But defensively, these teams have been very strong.
That's the good thing about an all-star game like this. You don't presumably have to slide as much because you've got such great one-on-one defenders. And I think you're seeing here tonight, both of these rosters are loaded on defense.
And nice hustle by Stout, able to keep that one on the offensive side. Now Bonham, coming from behind the cage, has the shorty, likes his matchup. The attackman out of Alamo takes the shot, and that one just off the mark, just going to make its way past the end line, but going to stay blue. Looking for some help. There's the shot from the outside, just off the mark. Komats, again, staying blue. Small bringing it in. And now up to Stout. Stout out of Highland, Utah.
Great shot by Stout down the left alley. High to low, overhand, textbook.
And that's what you like to see, the fundamentals here in the All-Star game. Is he able to get down the alley and a guy very athletic. He's so smooth out there when he takes that shot. And we've seen the goalie play from this South squad be so stellar, especially in the third quarter. Impressive that he's able to get that one by.
Yeah, Stout was recruited by a lot of Division I and Division III schools back east, but opted to stay local now that Westminster's turned in Division II and stay close to home. But a great player, a little undersized, but makes up for it in toughness.
Yeah, and Westminster, a school that's always had a lot of institutional support, even when they were at the MCLA level. Won a couple of national championships at the Division II level in the MCLA before moving up and competing and making the tournament at Division I level. Now, like you said, going to NCAA Division II, but certainly a bright future for that squad.
Sure, great save right there by Bullen on Hastings. Here comes the North, Stu Bledsoe out of Bend, Oregon, Summit High School.
Bledsoe sends it down to Moffitt. Moffitt working on Shane Sharp. And you see, always with his head up, able to initiate that contact. And then great check by Sharp.
You could make an instructional video how to play defense with Shane Sharp. It's just fun to watch him play.
Barger over the shoulder. Great look. Couldn't quite come up with it, but finally gets the ground ball. That's McLean. And he gets it back. McLean has the shorty. See, nice two-man game. So McLean wants it back. Fazio keeps with it, sends it up.
Here comes Ford.
Ford, another one of those guys downhill. Watch out.
You just can't stop. When Ford gets ahead of steam, there's no short stick that can stop him. Furthermore, he uses his body and in making contact to his advantage so well. Impressed with Ford tonight. I think that's his 4th goal of the night.
And you see Ford coming down the alley with that lefty shot, and that one just over the head of Bullen. You know, put it where the goalie's not. And we see the celebrations once again. It looks like they're jousting.
That looks dangerous. And of course, there's the Torrey Pines lacrosse player involved. No surprise there.
But I mean, that's why we do this, Coach.
It's par for the course, man.
But certainly very impressive displays in the celebrations for the South squad. I mean, the North team's got to pick up their game here a little bit.
You credit Jimmy Burrell, man. He's got a great sense of humor. He makes it fun for the kids. Yeah, coaches Palos Verdes High School in LA, one of the strongest programs around, and just does a really good job.
Yeah, a couple of the Palos Verdes kids out here on these squads as well.
Yep, Jones, Sharp, and Hankhouse, 3 of the better kids out here.
You see Barger with it and fighting through the double and somehow dekes that one to himself. That's impressive stick work on the carpet, then throws the bounce pass.
The South's making a little run here. Another goal could put this thing out of contention.
Yeah, you look 2-goal lead right now. The largest for any team has been 3. 3 the lead for the South squad in the first, and 3 the lead for the North squad in the third. And there's the shot.
Oh, nice.
Great body control by Bullen, as it looked like that one came out a little funny.
Yeah, Hastings, great take, righty-left split. Just a nice save by Bullen. All of these goalies have been exceptional. It's tough to pick who's been better than the other guy. They're all outdoing one another. Here comes Bacchus, great play.
And that's great vision inside. Watch out. Here comes Hastings down the alley. Takes the shot. Big save by Bullen. Ball's still there, but that one knocked out. Looks like might have been a crease violation. Coming the other direction. Lets him bring the ball all the way up. Pretty with it. And thinks about the shot. Fights through the double. Gets the push. And no call on that one. Fortunate for the South there. Looked like a push to me too, Coach.
John Purdy, big body from Texas, heading to the University of Michigan. Shown a lot of good athleticism tonight. The South got away with the penalty right there.
Moffitt sends it up. Nick Wendell. Wendell with a great goal right at the end of the third quarter. Another one of those guys. Very, very difficult to get in front of when he gets ahead of steam. Tristan Courtney coming around the corner. Nice switch defensively. Coming inside, ball knocked out of his stick. Great trail check by Hastings. Hastings getting it done on both ends of the field right now.
Yep, Hastings, a lot like Sadalnik and Crandall. These guys are great transition in between the lines guys. They do a lot of things well. Great ride by the North, though.
Yeah, and you see Bonham coming over the head with the ice pick. And then Bolin just misses it and then doesn't get the run out. As that one's going the other direction. Botkiss on his way to Harvard. Obviously one of the players to watch. Able to run that one out. Sends this one all the way down to the other end of the field. Too much on that one. Picked off. Watch out. Here comes the North. Look inside. Botkiss recovering. And shot over the top coming from Trevor Johnson, and that ball is going to go right back to the south as the ball was backed up by Knies.
Nice ball right there by Knies. Great pass. The North's had some great turnovers right there. Just missed opportunities, though. You got to bury a couple of these goals when you get these second chances.
Kotzis, nice look up, looking for Fisk. Fisk couldn't handle it. See if this one's going to make its way across the midline, and it does. This one is going to be North ball. Try to take advantage of the quick whistle. See Jarrett Jones out there, very solid defense, riding the hip. Komats.
Great defense right there.
Draws the double, can't find his man. Looks like that one got lost in the sun a little bit. Another turnover for this North squad.
The North's a little bit out of sorts right now. They're not organized on offense. The spacing isn't great, and I don't think guys understand where they're supposed to be right now. They look a little bit confused.
You see Knies bringing the ball up, taking the space he's given. Botkiss looking for some space, waiting for the midfielder to get across. He does not make it across. That's a failure to advance. Going against the South. Solid ride by the North. Again, the lead is just 2. A little over 8 minutes to play. Look inside, pretty ambitious on that one, but it's going to be deflected. That is a very, very fortunate break for this North squad. It looked like that one was on its way to Knies, who should have had no trouble with that one. Great handle and the behind-the-back shot. It looks like Knies might have even gotten a piece of that one, but
Stu Bledsoe went behind the back. The Oregon product, not a bad decision. Just like I said earlier, the North has got to start burying some of these opportunities
and backing up the shots. I mean, they're getting some looks, and then Knies with an absolute laser. That one on a rope. Can't find Fisk on the help, but a lot of white shirts on that ground ball. And that's Shane Sharp, guy that we've been talking about here in this fourth quarter.
Bryson Taylor with the ground ball. Here comes Bledsoe in transition if he can handle it. Ooh, that's a nifty play by Bledsoe.
We see Josh Matt back into the game here in the fourth quarter for the North in the cage. Bolin had started this quarter.
I don't know who you'd go with down the stretch here. All the goalies have done their part. It's tough to pick a guy to go with down here in the last 8 minutes or so.
Yeah, I think of the units, the goalies in particular have all been spectacular.
Yep, there you see it behind the back by Patterson. Again, the North just can't seem to buy a bucket.
Bonham with it.
Here comes Fairman back into the game.
Yeah, I was sort of surprised not to see Fairman on the field, down 2 as we got to the end of this fourth quarter.
Bledsoe, great look.
And then goes between the legs. Tries to put that one in the back of the net, but Knies was ready for it as he went down immediately when he saw that stick drop.
Great look by Bledsoe. Patterson trying to make it on Sports Center right there, and should have been a goal.
And we see Hinkhouse. We'll see if that one comes back to haunt this North squad. Down 2, and we see another quick shot down low. Looked like
Costa. Bad decision right there.
Looked like Matt may have gotten a piece of that one too. Both these goalies, excellent positioning, but there's another goal from Fisk, and Fisk he's been as impressive as anybody else out here today.
As someone that coaches against Fisk in the regular season, you know, I know firsthand how great of an offensive threat he is, and he just seems, he's got 2 goals tonight, had a big goal in the championship game this spring. He just seems to do it at all the right times.
We see a bullfight going on in that celebration. And I think that has to be the difference so far for this South squad. They got the bench in their corner. They're picking their guys up. They look more fired up here in this quarter.
I'm getting some great vibes from the South.
And the lead is now back to 3. Like I said, the largest of either team has had so far today. And this could be 4, and that one off the pipe. And that's a tough break as you see Harnish coming inside, but hanging with Wesley Pipes, and they lose the backup as we see the 3rd goalie of the quarter coming in for this North squad. That's Tabor.
Squires. Great check by Scott Barger right there. Impressive trail check.
And that one's going to be stay with the South, but Barger really impressive as well. The Poles have been just fantastic. Under 5 minutes to play, 3-goal game. Still plenty of time for this North squad to get back into it. Nice look, good patience coming from the cage. Send that one up. I mean, Knies has been just great. See a shot from the outside, and that one goes 5-hole on Tabor, and that's Hankhouse out of Palos Verdes on his way to Marquette.
Petey Hankhouse is a really shifty, undersized guy. He's got a great burst and change of direction. Tough kid, also a football player. Expecting great things from Pete at the next level. He's just a competitor.
When you see him, he gets his stick so high on the release, and then that high to low beats Tabor 5-hole, and that pushes the lead to 4. Starting to get pretty important for this North squad to win faceoffs and score goals.
It's now or never, man. With 4 minutes left and the clock running, this is the time for the North.
And we've seen Thompson and Burton go at it all day. And Thompson winning that one, having some success here in the 4th. This South squad is absolutely rolling right now. Nice look inside, and another quick goal by a pole. Jarrett Jones gets his first, and another Palos Verdes pole on his way to Georgetown. Impressive work once again. That's 2 goals in a row by poles.
Yeah, Jarrett Jones, like I said in the pregame, is one of the best defensemen top to bottom. He's polished. He can play offense. He can play LSM. He is unbeatable one-on-one and just a seasoned veteran, man. That guy's been doing it since he was in 7th grade.
Well, and you see Jones, so much composure. I mean, he's running downhill towards the crease, able to bring the ball in, keep his hands close. The release was so quick out of his stick. Tabor never had a chance like that one.
Nope. It's nice to see the South playing fast like this.
And then Burton able to win it, but the ball stuck in the back of his stick. Play to the whistle as that one coming back the other direction. It's Thompson with it. Sends it back up top. This is trouble. Takes a shot from outside, and that one's going to be backed up. Tabor thought maybe he got there, but DeMaio beats him to the end line.
It was Brendan Egan, the Bucknell-bound product, but we'll head to Lawrenceville School for a PG year next year. Big downhill, bull-dodging midfielder.
See Cal Costa try and throw the behind the back. Harnish looking for some help here. Can't get above his defenseman, and that one knocked out of his stick. That's a great check.
Bryson Taylor, nice check, but Eris Adolnik picking up a loose ball.
Oh,
that's the nail in the coffin for the White.
Buries the goal, and that one pushes the lead to 5 as we close in on 2. And Sadolnik, really, really impressive hustle on that play.
Stu Adolnik was a kid that was headed to UMass, and at the last second decided to stay local and in-state and head to Santa Barbara, but a Division I talent and a Division I athlete that's going to make waves in the MCLA.
Yeah, certainly not a bad place to be. No, Santa Barbara, California.
It was tough to say, what are you doing, man?
And we see another face-off mixing it up here for the South. Jarrett Jones, fresh off his goal, going to come out and take the draw for the South squad. Right at 2 minutes, the lead is now 6-18 to 12. Really pouring it on here in the second half. Impressive work by the South. It's like we might lose our streak of 1-goal games.
Looks that way at this point.
And you see that's Alex Bean out there was the one taking the face-off for the North, able to win it to himself, and it almost looked like Jones let him win it, and with then just all over his hands. I mean, you see when the poles get out there on the face-offs, especially when they're taking the face-offs, really just to prevent them from going forward.
Yep, Jarrett Jones has been doing that all spring long, and done a good job tying up some of the better face-off guys in LA.
Now Courtney with it. So he's going to start with the ball up top. Just waiting to see call is here. Could be another man down opportunity. Sorry, man up opportunity for the North. Thinks about the shot. That one from outside. Laser on the bouncer. Ryan Close on his way to Lehigh out of West Lynn, Oregon. Cuts the lead down to 5, but probably going to be a little too late.
Yeah, hopefully the North can make a run here with the time stopped under 2 minutes, but still, 6 goals in 1:40 is no easy act.
And again, that's Ryan Close on the goal. And we'll see. It looks like Burton going to be out to take the face-off once again for this North squad. He'll be going against Peter Hankhouse. So last 3 face-offs, 3 different face-off athletes for this South squad. And ball still down, popped up. See if the North is going to be able to run the ball down, and they do. It was Burton who got to it. North squad's going to have to get something going pretty quickly here. Patterson loses the handle. Gets the ball checked out of his stick, able to get it back. Finds a streaking player, can't get any space inside, and that one goes right to Knies as he's going to walk it up as we get down to the last 65 seconds or so of this game. Duncan Copeland bringing it on his way to Ohio Wesleyan. Gets it into the box.
All right, parents, this is it. This is the last
Copeland looking for a shot. That one knocked out of his stick. Great trail check. Now going back the other direction. And the North looking to get one last goal, even if it's just for pride. Cuts that inside. There's the shot. Another finish. That's 2 in a row for Close right at the end of this game. And that's going to cut the lead to 4 at 18-14. 40 seconds left. This one's not over yet, Coach.
I'd say down but not out, but it's going to take some quick ones here. The face-off will be pivotal down the stretch.
And Alex Bean out to take his second face-off of the game. He'll be going against Thompson. Thompson, the guy who has been the face-off guy for the South pretty much all game, had some success, especially in the second half, especially this fourth quarter on this great run by the South squad. And it looks like Thompson gets the clamp, trying to pick up the ground ball and headed the other direction. Barger, guys, got a little bit of time and room inside of 30 seconds, gets his hands free, takes the shot. That one's snatched out of the air. Jack Welding going the other way now. Finds Bean. Inside 20 seconds now. And Close finds his man. There's the low to high. What a save by Knies. Fairman picks it up, takes the shot, and Knies once again popcorn as he puts that ball out of the cage. 10 seconds, going to get a flag here. Let's see what the call is.
Great look by Close to Patterson. A great look, and Knies ate it up, and then Fairman. Flag is waved, but Fairman got the push call. They've got 10 seconds left and the ball.
When you take another look at these saves, I mean, Knies is spectacular saves. I mean, you look at that first one that he makes, and unbelievable that he was able to get in front of that, just a reaction play, and then great positioning on the Fairman shot.
Game there, Chris.
And that's going to do it for the ball game here. 18-14, the South team takes the victory over the North team. Don't go anywhere. You're watching the Adrenaline All-American game on Lax Sports Network. We'll bring you our final thoughts when we get back.